Hey there guys, this is Ed. I'm coming to you for another week of Beers and Bots where I'm going to showcase out to you a beer that we'll be drinking for this Friday night's gaming session. And this week we have Christmas coming early from out of Southern Tier, New York. Was out shopping today and definitely caught my eye because it was Christmas themed. Even though we're not through Thanksgiving, but it looks like even in the beer world, we're jumping the ship of Thanksgiving and going straight into Christmas. And out of Southern Tier, it is Frosted Sugar Cookie. It's an Imperial Ale. A little bit about with Southern Tier. Bring up our beer can. Almost forgot that, so you can kind of see it. Very Christmassy style to it. For the bottom, very plain outside of that. But Southern Tier, they were founded back in 2002, just outside of Lakewood in western New York. And they started with the vision of reviving small batch brewing. Most times you're going to see, if you're on the East Coast, you definitely probably have seen their beer offerings. They definitely explore outside of the standard brewing offerings, and they provide, I would say, innovative and interesting brews. Definitely keep you on your toes. And I know I sometimes have remarked myself that didn't know that a flavor combination might work or could work or even be possible. But these guys seem to kind of do the cutting edge in connection with that, which is great. Brings out some very bold flavors and some very interesting beers from over the years. And even back as early as 2004, when they first, right after they got started, they were one of the pioneers in the dessert stout section of beer. It definitely has led to many different beers and offerings from various brewing companies over the years. I, for one, as we know, I'm very partial to the stouts and porters. Pastry stouts, of which is a sub-tier of dessert stout, is one of the flavors I do like. Most people find it a little sweet in some cases, but it's each their own. And Southern Tier even continues to kind of push the envelope. Back in 2016, they even went so far to branch out and launch Southern Tier Distilling. And today, they outside of New York, they have locations in Pittsburgh and Cleveland and even down in Charlotte. But as we said, with this week, we are going to be doing an Imperial Ale. I'm going to go ahead and we'll get this up. We'll get it cracked and see what we look like. If it wants to open. There we go. Just like a Christmas present. Sometimes a little tough there. Definitely can smell some of that Christmas cookie stuff. So we'll go ahead and get this poured. Pours up very nice. Not a lot of head to it. Let's see, there we go. Just a small head, nice, clean, crisp color, very see-through, which, as we've seen from my last couple weeks of beers, you're definitely not see-through. So we're going to let that sit up for a bit. But what we had said is covered last week with Imperial Stouts. It's a term we talked about last week, and Imperial really kind of came to the forefront with back in the 18th century with Russian Imperial Stout. This was a beer that was brewed in England. And obviously the term Imperial in the Russian comes because it was shipped to the Imperial Court of Catherine the Great of Russia. But nowadays the term Imperial is pretty much thrown about and applied to every and any type of beer, hence Imperial Ale. Plain and simple that if you're going to see Imperial on the label, it means we're going to get a big and bold flavor, regardless of the style. Just going to be basically stronger than normal. Some cases, the hops and malts that are used in the brewing process are going to be doubled and even tripled. We're going to see ABVs that are usually ranging from anywhere from 8 to 12%. In the terms of our beer, we'll just barely crack in the Imperial term because we're coming in on the low side at 8.5%. But basically in Imperial, it's like taking your favorite style of beer and just kind of turning the dial up to 11. And basically it's going to amplify, hopefully, whatever it is about that style you already like. So with this, we're kind of plain simple. It's frosted sugar cookie. Shouldn't expect anything wild and weird outside this, probably, except for straight up kind of flavors of vanilla and sugar. I'm going to guess we'll probably get some cake type in there. Not too much on there. But Southern Tier kind of tells us, it's definitely an ale that's soft and airy. We'll see just how airy a beer can be. So, as we smell, not really picking up, I guess, kind of the sugar smell. But then again, that's beer. A little bit of the vanilla. Yeah, definitely. It's got that vanilla. Yeah, it's a very. It sits right in the mouth, on the tongue. The vanilla sets up in there. Definitely, you can taste the notes of butter in there. The sugar, it's going to be. Don't think you're really going to notice sugar straight out, because it's kind of part of the whole process. But again, it's definitely a nice, clean, clear beer. There's a little bit of effervescence. The head's kind of dissipated big time on there. It definitely is a smooth, creamy ale. Good flavor off of it. On the backside, that vanilla and the sugar and the butter, kind of that cake taste. It kind of sits there. Not too bad. It's pretty good. Definitely be something to try and mix with. Easily pair up with Christmas cookies straight off the bat. Wife has always said, with the amount of baking that I do during the Christmas season, that I definitely should pair up beers, and kind of maybe we'll do some of that. And when we get into the Christmas season, kind of pair up some beers and cookies and see what works and what doesn't work on that. So, and who knows, maybe some of those cookies will get cookie flavors. We'll find a beer that matches directly with it. Obviously, even though we got some sugar cookies, we can match up with it, and we'll check to see how that goes. But for right now, we're definitely going to give that guy 9, probably even a 10 out of 10 on the scale. Very good, very nice beer. And for this week, as we always kind of present out, we've got a finishing move that we're going to try to get out on Friday Night Gaming tonight. And this week, we're getting out of the pets, and we're going straight up, and we're going to do a little bit of hammer time and see if we can thump some skulls with that. Definitely don't play the sledge that much as a melee weapon. A little slow. Doesn't work out too well. But we'll see. We got a bunch of executions last week. It was fun and fury of everything that's going on. We'll see if that happens again for this week. But like I said, as usual, broadcasting out. We'll be streaming. Buddy Victus with his Wicked Gaming. We'll be doing some more squad casting tonight. Just sitting back a couple hours with a bunch of old guys playing around. Playing Call of Duty, talking, but stream, it's just basically playing and music going on. Some kills of the game that will be in there. So thanks for tuning in. And as with usual, here's to poning, not getting pwned, but if you're going to do it, make sure you got a beer in your hand for it. So thanks, guys, for tuning in, and definitely check out Southern Tier. Their frosted sugar cookie. If you're in a mood for a little bit of Christmas, slap on some Christmas music. It's kind of banned in the house here until at least we get to Thanksgiving, and crack open one and enjoy. Thanks, guys.